What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Idea Studio. Oh, I forgot to move all the shoes in the background. I can see it now. Wow, it's like a little sea of shoes. Think of it as like a contemporary art piece, right? It's a contemporary art piece of shoes, all nanyongs, just flooding out into the middle of the floor. I think that's what it is, right, Ben? that laugh was a confirmation. Anyway, I'm Dana.
I'm Chip.
And welcome back to the Live from Bangkok weekend live stream. I see we already got some people in the chat. What's going on over here? We got Hefe out here. Oh, is it not popping up? There it is. Firing up the beats oven. The oven over here.
I'm going to stop eating pizza for like 2 weeks.
You already stopped for like a week, though.
I feel it's already too much.
Okay, so we're not going to Bing's this week after you finish school?
No.
You can get the small, just like 2 slices. And let's see what happens. Twiggy says it's nice here, cooler with a bit soft. Where are you, Twiggy? I think you live in the south, right? Out there doing splits in the cool wind. Let's see. Hey, Yo Mojo, what's going on?
Hi, Joe.
Joe, our very first patron, right? So our only patron right now over on Patreon. So he's at the producer level, so you will see him listed as a producer in all of our future projects. Thank you, Joe. Anyone else wants to join, the link to join the Patreon's in the description. Help support the channel, especially as we're pushing on those longer projects. And we'll talk about next upcoming projects in a bit here on the stream. But again, thank you, Joe. You are the man. Joe's also a channel member on two accounts. And he's our patron, so Joe's the man. And I'm pretty sure we've already sold a few of the shirts that we'll talk about today, but I'm pretty sure Joe's one of the people who probably already bought one. Yeah, we've already sold a few. And before we even talked about it, I posted it on the community tab, and a few have already moved.
Wow.
Yeah.
Patron must be happy.
Yeah. Let's see where else we got. Hey, Deborah, how's it going?
Hi, Deborah.
How's things out in the Midwest?
Is it
Pizza
still
fam.
cold there?
Most of the Midwest is still frigidly cold, yes. Like freakishly cold. As you guys join, are you appreciating our contemporary art piece of shoes on the floor back here?
No one's gonna see it.
It's in the middle of the frame.
No. If they was like, oh, what is that? It's a new carpet or something?
That doesn't look like a carpet. It's contemporary art, babe. We just have to pretend like it's... Jib is working on a contemporary piece that...
No. I didn't study contemporary art.
Hey, HKE, what's going on out there in Hong Kong? Moretta, hey, glad you could catch it as well. How you doing? So, guys, I want to start out just by talking about, one, having a little sip of coffee. Thank you for joining us this morning. Oh, that's good coffee today, let me tell you. Although I did have a Chemex, or Chemex. How do you guys know that coffee model, the Chemex or Chemex? I've always called it Chemex, but I think it's actually Chemex. But it's like a glass decanter for your coffee. Mine broke. I put it in the sink with the rice pot, which I shouldn't have done. Regardless, I usually leave it on top, but I left it in the sink with the pot from the rice cooker, and I believe that caused some contact and cracked it. But I ordered a stainless steel decanter, so once that arrives, and probably Monday, I'll be off to a good start. See, Hefe gets the meaning behind the art. What else we got? Maganj, what's going on in Vietnam, my friend?
Oh, he's still in Vietnam?
He's a fugitive from the law. Or actually, no, I guess he's not, because he's stuck there until he's not a fugitive. If he left, he would be a fugitive. He's being watched, like Tony Huge.
So he's going to be like Harrison Ford in the movie, The Fugitive?
Yes. It'd be and then jumping off of dams into rivers. Oh, no, that was Wesley Snipes.
The Fugitive.
No, was that?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Good stuff. I love the new, new shirt.
Oh, the one in the shop, right?
Yeah.
Joe, you see it?
Yeah, we posted it online. We don't actually have the shirts yet. We'll be getting ours in time for the next live stream, the white versions.
I think.
And that you guys can see us with them. But again, they're only available until the end of SongKran. Crew Ute, the teacher, asked that they only be available for that amount of time. So, because it is a SongKran shirt, it's limited for this year for SongKran.
Here in Thailand, he gonna produce just 100.
Yeah,
Sure.
and so it's his design. He designed it 100%. We didn't have input in it, and that's the type of artist he is. He just like he can conceptualize things and make it, and he's so familiar with that Ramakian style,
Yes.
and then make it into like that animated Ramakian style. It's very cool.
So like if you know about the Ramakian story, you can like check it. It's like every characters all in that Ramakian. It's like in the meaning of that is like some of action from like a mural at the
At
royal
the palace, yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty good. If you look at like they're splashing water on each
Yeah.
other, it's very, very fun.
So like I got an idea of like why don't we like put this design on like your t-shirt shop, because then like other people in this world can see it, not just Thai people, because he only posts in Thai, and like he it's like his English is not great, so he's like, yeah, no, I don't know how to deal with like a foreigner customer, like have to like talk like where like how to ship or thing, like he feel like inconfident for that. So
Yeah,
now
Well,
it's on the shop
kind of
and you
fill
have
the
a
gap.
chance.
Yeah,
Like this is the first time that is still like outside country.
hey, keep in mind like Crew U is. I would love to have him on the channel, but again, he's not very confident on his English ability. He's a very nice guy, but keep in mind he is like the pinnacle of where a Thai craftsman in that art is in the world, as like one of the top guys in the palace.
And he's like I have a feeling like he's a really like real artist. Doesn't care much about money, because he said, okay, just 100 and no more. And he just deleted the file. That type is like, what?
Yeah,
Like for this shirt, no reprint. He just like, yeah, it's done. Like what?
you guys can see that. Sure, I'll take this. We got to get back to this comment though, because it's an important one from
This
Hefe.
is like a Hanuman.
And this is
This
like a
one scene, one big scene from the cone.
and this is like a puffy gold, like a silk screen.
What are you touching?
The gold print.
Dirty.
I can check the cheeks.
Dirty.
But it's like a puff. That one particular one's a puffy gold print. That design's done. We don't have that design.
Silk screen.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like made in Thailand here.
So Hefe wants to know, did we try the mango pizza? And we did make an attempt to do so. However, Hefe, our information was wrong. It does come with quite a
Mozzarella.
mozzarella and cream cheese.
Yes. Lucky that I read it, because I'm about to order it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's an ingredient.
Yeah.
Like, under
and Jim being a
the name, it's
nutritionist,
like,
she's like, hey, let me just take a look.
okay, and it's like cheese and cream cheese. Okay, no.
Yeah, so
And Jam refused to eat it.
yeah, so if
So
Jam
it's like-
says no, then you know it's true. Like mozzarella with mango, mozzarella and cream cheese with mango, it feels not right.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just a bit weird.
Like to me, like if you made like
Cream
a
cheese,
sticky,
like if it's a cake, maybe.
if you made like a sticky rice base, and then some coconut cream, and then some mango, that could be an interesting pizza. Oh, Deborah's in Little Rock, got nailed by no, you're not in. Oh, here, Little
Tornado?
Rock, got nailed by tornadoes.
What?
Didn't somewhere else just get nailed by tornadoes too that you were telling me about
Is
there?
this the season of it?
Yeah, there's a tornado season for a certain part of the country.
Oy.
I've been through a few tornado alerts. I've never been through a tornado in my life. So I've been places and like the sirens go off.
Okay, and
And
where do you go?
Well, one time I was in Omaha and I was at a training as an engineer,
Oh.
and the sirens went off and they had a shelter like in the building.
Okay.
But
good.
one time I was in Kansas and it went off and they're like, just get into this little room in the basement is their
Do
shelter.
you have red shoes with you?
I did not have red shoes.
Then
Yeah.
not good.
No good. There's no cornbread mix in the store, Hike. Sorry.
Why he's so like a
He's a
Into
southern
like
boy.
a-
He's a southern boy, Alabama
what
boy.
is a cornbread thing?
That's a southern thing. It's like
oh,
but
so
you-
it's the food in that.
Hike. You know what you
region?
would like here though? There's a little type of corn fritter, not quite cornbread, but it is a corn fritter that Thais call kapot tot.
ข้าวโพดทอด
Yeah, see, very close, very close. But it's a little fried corn fritter. I think that would
And you still see corn seed. It's
yeah,
not like
the corn kernels.
yeah.
Yeah, you would like that one.
with a sauce.
Gotta have the sauce. Oh, the scroll is a little weird on the chat today. Good, and thanks for greetings. Joe in the house. Good, got home over 2.5, 2.5 hours ago. Ooh.
Ah.
So it's like relaxing for the night, just chilling with some live stream action, Moretta. Oh, a lot of people. I don't know. Greg says only a suspect.
Ah.
Only a suspect. The usual suspect. He's the Kaiser Soze of Saigon. Oh, you guys call it Saigon or Ho Chi Minh, Greg? Which one? Because I know officially it's Ho Chi Minh, but a lot of my friends have Vietnamese friends who actually call it Saigon.
Like we call here Kung Thep and you call it Bangkok.
Try. It's similar, yeah. The Ghost Tower. Oh, thank you, man. So, we want to talk about that. We are blown away by the fact that the Ghost Tower did over 100K. Like I talked about this last week, I was so self-conscious about it. I really thought, like, hey, this is only going to do 500 views because I haven't posted a video in 5 months. And the algorithm's going to punish it. And, like, right away, it broke 1,000, like, the first day, which blew me away. And then when it kept climbing, I was like, oh, my God, oh, my God. And even, like, I talked to Chris about it. We had coffee last week, and we were chatting. He was like, dude, it hit all the right points. He's like, he's not surprised that it did so well. And then the other day just creeped over 100K. I was like, oh. And I was like, wow, it feels so good. Officially, our most viewed video ever. By far, even more than any of our shorts. We haven't even had a short hit 100K yet, but also just like the most satisfying in the fact that we put so much into it, and you guys really responded well to it. For all you guys who shared it and got it out there, thank you so much. But yeah, 100K, and actually I've been approached by I've gotten a few emails from people. Or companies that want to buy the rights to the video, and they're pretty bad deals. Like someone offered, like, I'm not gonna say the name of the company, but I looked up and, like, this is their typical offer. They offer $100, and or £100 actually. They're a British company, £100, and they want to own the rights to the video.
No.
Yeah, and then they claim it on YouTube, so they take all the revenue. But then they say they'll try to sell it, and if they can sell it, they'll split the revenue of the sale with me. I was like, no, I'm good, thanks. And then when I said I'm good, thanks, their response was, well, think of all the exposure we can provide your video because we get millions of views on, like, Facebook, and I'm like, no, I'm good. It's not worth it. Like, I just think, like, a lot of the people who wrote reviews of those deals just say, like, it never works out in their favor. So, and it's such a crappy deal. I mean, it's insulting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe, you should have one, but I will definitely ping you over one because you're a member, so you have the member promo code. I'll send it over. If it's not, it should be posted up in the member. I don't know if you can check the members chat area, but yeah, I'll shoot you a message after the stream with it. Okay. Yeah, love your art. Next Bangkok trip, buying non-Amazon sourced Thai art for my U.S. place. Hey, Craig, definitely hit us up.
What's that?
Amazon, as in the website.
Oh, I thought it was a coffee. I was like, what?
Yeah, hit us up, Craig. We definitely have a ton of stuff available that we can show you around and kind of help facilitate like some real Thai art, not like mass-produced stuff. I'm 5 hours from Little Rock, but in southern Illinois. Okay. 5 hours, still kind of far, though. I guess not by U.S. standards. I started a few small tornadoes in the dance floor of RCA.
Wow.
RCA, the nightclub. Jim's so good.
Hi.
Oh, I went to see Carabao last week for the first time. Jib was very much against me going to this concert. I went with my buddy, Sit, who is an awesome friend of mine. And we went to see this Carabao concert and absolutely blew me away, like how good it was. But it's like at this big dinner hall. It's a very Asian thing. They have these big restaurants. It holds like 1,500 people. These big long tables. And I would say like in the section that Sid and I were in, we were the youngest people by like 20 years. So like everyone's like 60 plus in the section that we
So
sat
that's
in.
you safe.
Yeah. And but I mean like they just have such a presence when they come on stage. Like that band is so good. So good. But then all like the shows leading up to it, there's like 20 singers who would just come out and rotate one song at a time. And then they would do songs together, like duets, like covers. And it was really wild, really great time. You're just asking about oh, I thought you were a real aficionado of the cornbread hike.
Okay.
I mean, I thought that was like your Alabama like heritage. Like that was you were an aficionado of the cornbread. Like you could tell the different that's a white heritage corn. Yeah, definitely little bit over dry. I thought he was that type of aficionado. Come on, hike. Hey, Eric, how's it going? Craig says Saigon. Yeah, so you call it Saigon too? Yeah. Yeah, locals call it Saigon. Yeah, all the locals I know from there call it Saigon. But again, when you book it, it's Ho Chi Minh. Mr. Yule, Saigon. Yeah. A lot of people are saying Saigon. You know, they said if I'm booking tickets, obviously Ho Chi Minh, but like when you see people from there, they always call Saigon, so that's what I call it. Joe, been a member for 1 year, 9 months, 24 days. My man. And thank you for the super chat, Joe. Always
Thank
appreciated.
you.
Always appreciated. Yeah, you're one of the OGs, Joe. I think you were like the second person to join when we made it official. Yes, the thumbs up are appreciated. They massaged the algorithm into liking us. Oh, God. Why is your thumb broken? I didn't do that. My thumb doesn't. like the profile. Like, are these thumbs from the same species? Like my. How is that? Hers doesn't even go straight like mine. It just folds back. Like how is it?
Anyone can do it.
Mine doesn't even bend. Like if I force it. Oh my God! Stop. That's horrific. Your fingers bend backwards too, right?
A little bit.
Little
I
bit.
didn't train for like a Thai traditional dance. I feel it's kind of boring, so I choose a sword fight.
Joe says he counted all the shoes and just one pair of those shoes belonged to Jib.
Well, I have like 3 at the back.
I think
One
I just
for school.
yeah.
One is a black nanyang.
Yeah.
The other one is a white nanyang.
Ah. But I think on the floor they might all be mine except one pair.
Like that jam.
Yeah.
The
Oh no,
green
maybe 2 pairs.
jam.
Are your white nanyangs down there?
Yeah. Because I wear it go to
Yeah.
market.
Jib's got these cool antique white nanyangs that were limited edition. That I really liked. I thought they were cool. I'm in retail, so I will also be working tomorrow. I'm in luxury retail.
Whoa.
Ooh. So like Siam Paragon level retail.
Yo.
Osito, alumni here with the San Diego State. I just hit a buzzer beater to go to the national. Nice. City's going crazy. I remember when I lived in Cleveland, the very first Cavs game I ever went to, Cleveland was their first win after like beating the streak for the longest losing streak. They had just set the record, and then they got their first win. And you would have thought the city won. It was like mid-season. You would have thought the city won like the NBA championships. They went crazy after just getting a win. Oh, I don't know why this keeps popping up like that. Oh, Moretta, thank you so
thank
much.
you.
I love the little dance and the super sticker emoji. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Moretta. Much, much appreciated. See, this keeps popping up
Oh,
here.
what's
I
that?
don't know why. I don't know why that keeps popping up.
Is there anything touch your keyboard?
One of my keys sticky? Maybe I shut this off for a minute. Yeah, maybe it was the keyboard. Maybe my keys are sticky. I don't know why. Whoa.
What do you do?
There it
Are we
is.
there? Okay.
Huh. So I guess, yeah, something with the keyboard.
Maybe you have to turn it on. Turn it on again.
Very strange, very strange.
That's how to fix it.
Turn it off, turn it on again?
Yeah.
Oh, you work in tech support now?
Yeah, just like wait for like 5 seconds before you turn it on.
With that
again.
type of level of knowledge about IT, you sure you have like a master's degree in
จ้ะ
I bet they coal fire oven cook cornbread in West Virginia. Oh, probably. Coal fire ovens, how they make New Haven pizza. Now, let's think about like a coal fire oven cornbread pizza. How would that look? That could be good.
coal-fired cornbread pizza.
See, yeah, it's still popping up. Something's up with the,
Maybe it's
the
a-
browser window today. Yeah,
Yeah.
very strange. Good fluffy biscuits. You can't have those like dense biscuits. That's what scones are. Joe loves his Auntie Jib t-shirt.
Which one?
The Auntie Jib, the OG.
Oh, okay. Thank you,
Original
Joe.
gangsta. Original gangsta Auntie Jib. Clothing design is kind of slow because, like I said, mostly Jib is working in the art field. So we just have the couple clients that we do denim with. Amazing. This guy has a cane. It kind of looks like my body.
Yes.
You're not supposed to agree with that, babe. Come on.
Okay.
San Diego State, the city has never won a title. Oh wow, interesting.
Oh,
I still haven't. Did the color on your sneakers hold up, Joe? On your Nanyang's? I'm wondering if like what that, because I remember you dipped them, right? Oh, thanks, Osito. Yeah, I was. My friend Darren Hale did the score and worked it out with me, and it was really absolutely fantastic. I think that added to the production level significantly. Like really, really good music that rode the emotion well, and he captured like that sort of dark, ominous vibe I wanted. You know, it's funny how many, like most of the negative like messages I got from on the comments were people like, oh, I don't like the music. But I realize anytime I put music in a video, like someone comments how they hate music in the video and don't do it, and
Will
you know,
they comment it on the movie too?
maybe they sit there in the theater and be like, that's the music's too loud. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. You know, you got to be open to criticism, but I completely disagree with the opinion that the music was out of place. I thought the score was perfection. Hey, Devin. Do you have any travel plans, any SongKran plans? So travel plans, maybe since Jib has got like a little break from school, we might do like a weekend or something. But SongKran plans are the same as every year. Stay alive, stay safe, and stay dry. What?
You work.
Yeah, but we still stay alive, stay dry. That's our SongKran plans. And with Jib being off, we might do like a weekend, maybe a train trip down to Sha'am or something. Then relax.
It's gonna be hot.
Go near the beach.
Still hot.
If we want to experience real hot, we can go up to Isan.
No.
Get hot and dusty. Not for SongKran. I mean after SongKran. No, I need to do it again. You gotta try the dye, Joe. Like the fabric dye that we use holds up pretty well. My purple ones are still very purple.
What's it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I regret not reaching out to you too when we were in Bangkok last month. February was with my dad, who was like having a 5-year-old around. I'm sure. Did you have a good time, Martha? Yeah. Next time you come back, reach out. Reach out next time for sure. You know, I think like when you're here, it can be overwhelming. Like especially like you said, you're with your dad, and I get how that could be. That could be problematic. Oh yeah, see, I think maybe the number 1 and 2 were stuck or something on the keyboard. Cause see how it's like.
Now it's connected.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's see how it goes. Joe, my T-shirt estimated arrival Thursday, April 13th, Monday, April 7th.
Okay.
Oh, so like hopefully you get before SongKran.
Oh.
Joe already ordered. I said I was going to send him the code after. Oh yeah, see this popped up again. There's something with the keyboard today.
Or with the mouse.
Oh, it could be the mouse. Probably the keyboard though, because like I said, that keeps popping up. Constructive criticism, need better lighting in your narration shots, except at the end, and the Thai economist should have spoken Thai with English titles that they could have convey thoughts properly. Well, both of them. So on the light, I was trying to get like more of a dramatic lighting for the narration to sort of separate those scenes, Osito. That was the plan anyway. I wanted to like just kind of hit like the one-sided lightning and get that Rembrandt look. Dr. Dan, I think his English was pretty good. Mr. Boone, actually, so I know Mr. Boone personally. I didn't know Dr. Dan before he agreed to do the interview, but Mr. Boone, Sam Boone, who did the other interview for The Economist. Normally, like when we've met in person, his English is very, very good, but he definitely struggled a bit. I think just with the interview and stuff, and like that was, he kind of got stuck where like he had very little time to fit it in, and when he did it, like he ended up having something that he had to get to right after. So yeah, it was a little challenging on both ends. But I thought Dr. Dan was, and also I didn't realize how popular Dr. Dan is. Like I've gotten a few comments, and like people email me about it. But you know, one thing I'm surprised, like, cause he did run for governor. That I'm surprised, like I haven't gotten like more political heat about having like someone who ran for one particular party on the video. But we weren't really talking about like political stuff, so maybe that's why. But Thai politics can be very heated, I guess is the right word. Can I punch
Especially
this
for
out a
now.
little? There we go. Yeah, punch that out. Yeah, make it a little wider.
So I look smaller.
Yeah, me too.
No,
No,
it's not different.
I can punch it in and get real zoomy.
Yo.
We'll just stick with that. And I can see all the even more shoes. Let's see. I meant to delete misspell comment. Please go out and eat at Jib's favorite place. Okay, we will.
Thank you.
What's your favorite place, man? Where are we going? Paula? That's not Jib's favorite.
If they have that cheese
Oh,
risotto.
yeah.
No, never come back.
Or the rock lobster that you like.
Oh, yes.
Favorite Thai place, though? Like,
Thai place? Mom cook.
yeah, actually, Jib's mom cooked yesterday. This amazing dish.
Yes.
What's that called in Thai?
For my dish, because yours is like J, so
Yeah,
it's like ก๋วยเตี๋ยวราดหน้าหมูสับ
So it's like a tomato base. Hers is pork, like ground pork that's been like sautéed with like a tomato base,
onion,
yeah,
tomato, and we add mushroom.
Yeah.
Because we like it.
And Jib's mom made me a version with tofu, and then put on top of large flat noodles and sen yai that had been like fried. Sen is noodle,
Stir
yai
fry
large, yeah,
with the sweet black sauce, the soy sauce,
yeah.
the sticky one. That one have to cook with the noodle.
Oh, it's
Ow.
This is my mosquito killer that Jib knocked over. In case I get inundated by mosquitoes at the office. However, I speak from experience when I say don't use this when you're tired and like sitting in your desk and swinging it because you end up hitting yourself.
Maybe it's a good way to wake you up.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way to wake up. Can you get Fruit Loops cereal? Yeah, Fruit Loops you can get. Pretty affordably too compared to like other Western cereals. But like Lucky Charms are expensive, like $20 a box.
Huh?
But like 600 can be like up to 600 baht a box.
Oh, don't eat it.
But
Too expensive.
Fruit Loops are like 40 baht for like a large bag, which would be like the size of a box in the U.S. All right, Joe. Gregors, you deleted mine. Can you do that with all my comments? You're working on the tablet. Fat fingers.
Tablet.
Greg doesn't have fat fingers. Definitely reach out to you guys. My dad, 86. Oh,
Wow.
86. Did he have a good time though? Did he have a good time in Bangkok? That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's all in Thai.
Yeah, I think originally that was when Jib started that channel. It's funny because Jib, your channel grew pretty quick for like the first couple thousand, and I think the knitting community is fairly small. And
Yes. because here it's not cold.
Mm.
It's cold in like just some part in the north that
Yeah.
very cold. So I think here we just need for hobby.
Yeah, it's
And like maybe when like you plan to visit somewhere in the winter, like Korea,
it's still got a pretty good
Japan.
community around it though.
yes. But I feel like for the Thai crafter, they shift their interest
Mm.
over time. So when I was young, there's a cross stitch for sure, and then they shift to beadswork, like make bracelets, necklace, that type, and then they move to the knitting and crochet, and they keep changing, and sometimes it's go to like a fabric work, like quilt.
Crack open
I
this,
feel
the
like
power.
I'm not sure what is the thing for now, because as I'm like really study like art, so my eyes just keep on like embroidery and like drawing, painting.
Yeah, I think the knit channel is fun. It takes one video takes a lot of time for that, like the edit, the creating the graphics. Like when we were doing that one, actually, so the cinema camera that we use for the webcam now was originally Jib's overhead cam, and we had like a whole table set up with lighting and audio. In one video, because she's got to film the whole piece, so it could be months to film like an entire edit. Yeah. Oh, night, Marta. Have a good one.
Good night.
Applejack. I've never seen it here that I can think of.
Cereal?
Yeah, it's a breakfast. American breakfast cereal is very, very sweet, babe.
Huh?
Like it's like
No, they're not good.
yeah, but like you probably find it at Villa, but it'd be expensive. Like anything like not Fruit Loops and Frosted Flakes are the only ones you really see cheap and like locally produced. Everything else is imported, very, very expensive.
Thai.
LAX to BKK, 1,003 on Korean Air. Nice. Not bad at all. Round trip. When you flying, Eric? Jib, if you ever do an English channel, you can call it the real nitty gritty with OG Jib.
What that mean?
Nitty gritty. It's a play. It's like a pun. Like nitty gritty is like get down and dirty, but knit is like nitty and like gritty.
Oh, not fit to my fan.
Jib does have a soothing voice.
Oh, thank you.
You know what's funny? At the time that Jib was doing the tutorials, in Thai, the reason I think hers were so popular, it was very common and popular for other Thai people, women, to do channels, even in the knitting space, where they would use a very high-pitched voice for narration. And I think a lot of people probably, it's cute for like 30 seconds. It's pretty annoying for like 20 minutes. And like that was a very, like when Jib started that, which probably 6 years ago, 7 years ago, that was a very common style to do.
I don't like high pitch.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like it's annoying.
Yeah, it definitely, I mean, like I said, I think it's like to sit down and watch like a 20-minute video of that is definitely annoying. But like if someone does it for like 10 seconds, 20 seconds, it could be cute.
It's like when you're calling you a cat, like
yeah.
we call it what is that, like the second turn or second channel, something.
Yeah.
Like when you call your pets
Yeah.
or talk to your pets. It's
Like high pitch, yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's like, but we speak it like shortly, just that.
Yeah.
But normally, like you don't speak like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I said, I think like people do whole videos like that. I always found it,
I think it's too much.
yeah, too much. Is Hike a serial killer with a C?
Serial killer. Good one. I like this one.
I remember I was at a conference like 6-7 years ago when someone asked if we were doing a panel and someone's like, "Oh, Dana, is a serial entrepreneur," and I jokingly said, "I've always dreamed of being a serial entrepreneur with a C, and starting my own cereal company." And like, no one thought it was that funny. It was
It's
like,
funny.
yeah, I thought it was funny, but no one. No one got it.
Oh no.
If you could fill up a suitcase with things in the U.S. that are difficult to find or ridiculously expensive in Thailand, what would you fill it up with? Can be care products, clothes, food, snacks.
Oh,
Interesting.
good question.
So
Your
if
bourbon?
yeah, bourbon would be on the top, like probably Eagle Rare Bourbon, which is
Like what you cannot find
Yeah.
from Villa.
yeah,
That's,
Eagle Rare would top the list on the bourbon side. That's a good question. So things that are hard to get or expensive to get in Thailand that I could find in the U.S. affordably, what would it be?
Bath and Body Work product.
Yeah, so definitely I would pick like a non-whitening face scrub and lotion. For
Oh
sure.
yeah, because here it's like
Yeah.
everything whitening.
Yeah, everything has like a whitening aspect to it here, and so I would definitely just pick something like very like an facial exfoliator that's like very one abrasive and two like just neutral.
Everything whitening here, like
Yeah.
no matter facial foam,
Yeah.
moisturizer,
Yeah.
body lotion.
So that, and like I said, Eagle Rare Bourbon for sure because it's impossible to get here. It's not expensive in the U.S., but it's just like it's easy to get, and you can't even
So
get
you
it
can
here.
go to any store and
Yeah.
have it. But here it's like even go to Villa,
Yeah.
you cannot. Oh, what about the liquor store in Importia?
No one
No?
carries Eagle. Because of the way it's imported here, there's only like certain things you can really get. What else? What else is Barks root beer? I really like. There's a type of root beer in the U.S. called Barks with a silver can with a Q, spelled with a Q, and it's kind of just like a very like interesting root beer that you can't get here. It's
I never see it.
yeah, it's like something like that. What else? There's really other than like those common things like. There's nothing like super niche that I would think is so. Oh, you know what?
Oh, like the armpit thing that you like it.
No, because now
Not
I
the
use
thing.
I'm so
No, I
used to
mean,
using the
like,
powder. But
people
yeah,
may like it.
originally I would have definitely brought more like a gel deodorant for
What is
sure.
that
The
brand?
the gel deodorant, like the armpit, like
Yeah.
it's like a right guard gel deodorant is what I used to use in the U.S. And I would always, when I went back to the U.S., I'd buy like 10 and bring them back with me. And now, like, I'm just used to using, like, the normal Thai product. So, like, that's not as big a deal. And then for, like, a guy my size, like, things that are hard to get here, underwear and socks.
Oh yeah,
Like,
socks.
socks and underwear, very,
Sport
very
socks.
difficult to get here if you're large. But yeah, it's like very. Oh, you know what's hard to get here that I really like is grits.
What is that?
Like the cornmeal, like that I make sometimes
Yeah,
if I
but
can
you
get
can
it.
get it from Villa.
Yeah, but it's very expensive. We're in the
Because
U.S.
it's import.
Yeah, in the U.S. it's very cheap. But yeah, I mean it's little things like that
I
that
think
are.
same. Like
yeah.
here, rice is okay price,
Yeah.
but if you want rice in US, it's expensive.
Yeah, for sure. Like a 5 kilos here is like $5, whereas in the U.S. it would be considerably more. So for Thai rice. So yeah, there's like those things, and there's like just vegetables that are more common in the U.S. that you don't get here. That like if I had like fruits, mostly like Georgia peaches,
okay,
or
yeah. Strawberry,
yeah, strawberries,
berry
berries,
thing.
things like that don't grow here as well. I mean, not that I would trade Thai fruit for U.S. fruit. Like if I had to pick only one, I would pick the fruit from Thailand for sure.
You would pick mango.
Yeah, mango and papaya, watermelon. Watermelon here is better than watermelon in the U.S.
Oh, really?
For sure.
Oh.
Not even close. But yeah, I would definitely say like those little things like peaches, like summertime peaches, like you can't get here. Grits. Yeah, it's like those little things, Osito. Like
Not gonna be like a
yeah.
like expensive luxury thing, but it's just like thing that simple
Yeah.
in your life there, but here is like different.
I mean, I think like there are things that took me years to get used to here. Like I said, like the deodorant thing was always
Yeah.
weird to me. Like
But when you find
Yeah.
that powder,
yeah. This powder that I use is quite nice. Mosquito spray, DEET, like off. We have mosquito spray with this very strong chemical called DEET that sometimes I wish I had.
why?
Because like nothing goes on you, like if you use that spray.
Oh, you have mosquito in US?
Yeah, but not like here. But there's like a chemical spray that they use. You probably shouldn't use it. I think it's actually harmful,
Oh,
but it works.
they just use a lemongrass that I have.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, like, it's weird. Like the luxuries or like the comforts are definitely, different. Yeah, I mean, I can't really think of much that is like so outside the realm of like what I would want that makes
So
it.
maybe for a ridiculously expensive, I would say like a brand name purse,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I guess.
I think a lot of those things are like similar here.
Similar, it's like same brand, same like watching, but the price, think about the import
Yeah.
tax.
I tell you what, I wish I could get motorcycle jackets of the same size here that I could get in the U.S. Like they definitely don't make my size here. What's going on outside?
Something sale.
Oh, okay. What else? Anything? Nothing's really crazy. It used to be like cameras and electronics. I would wish I could get here, but now the
Mango
prices are.
sticky rice.
Oh. Like selling, like actually making it. You want to run outside and grab mango sticky rice?
No, I don't know this one.
Okay.
Maybe it's not good. Better to go to auntie.
Oh, they're leaving anyway. But yeah, so I would say like back in the day, cameras and lenses, but now those prices have kind of normalized to the point where even sometimes it's cheaper here. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, underwear.
Yeah, that's important.
Very tight underwear here. It's socks, like sports socks. Very hard to get. Definitely, Dad definitely had fun. Great. Dr. Pepper Cheez-Its, is that a thing?
What is it?
Dr. Pepper Cheez-Its? Are those two separate things you're talking about, Craig? Are there Cheez-Its flavored like Dr. Pepper, or do you miss Dr. Pepper and Cheez-Its? You can get Cheez-Its at Villa here. I don't know about Dr. Pepper. Fruit Loops and Frosted Flakes are signs of well-developed nation. October 31st apart. That's why they were cheap 7 months out. Oh, nice. That's still a good time to come too, right? At the end of rainy season. Yeah. Do I see wrinkle? No, on Dana, not Jib. Lots of wrinkles on me.
Because sleep late almost every night.
Jib I went to bed last night like what, 10 o'clock? And Jib went to bed at like 2 a.m. I went to my friend Keone's yesterday and we were drinking. He just came back from Taiwan and he brought back new espresso baskets. And he was like, "Oh, let's do some side by sides." But he only had like a really light roast, like a blonde espresso roast. And so we ended up over extracting 3 espressos. So I drank 3 like super over extracted espressos.
Bitter, right?
Yeah, very. And then we drank, we did a pour over with the same light roast, which was really good. But we did a whole pot of pour over. And then then he had a little bit of dark roast left. So then we did 2 side-by-side dark roast espressos.
Sounds like heart attack.
Yeah, so I was a little.
Remember when I had a second coffee?
Yeah. What if Jim just has 2 coffees? She's like, "Oh, should we go for a run? What are we gonna do today? What's going on?" Staying for 5 months. Nice, Eric. Good.
Okay, so you stay over like a New Year and then
That's great.
January, February. It's like gonna be good time for weather.
Yeah, for sure. Where are you staying in Bangkok the whole time? You going around the country, Eric? Where can I get a great cup of coffee in Bangkok? Number 1 cup of coffee in Bangkok of everywhere, Gallery Drip over in BACC. Number 2, in my opinion, is Artiste. Jib, what do you think?
I don't know, never go there.
You've been to Gallery Drip?
Yeah, that's one good.
Yeah. You've
But
never been to Artiste, no?
No, because you always go there with the meeting.
And then I would say second or third, like second tier, like Amazon or 7-Eleven. Like one of the 7-Eleven cafes, pretty decent for like, was it 30 baht, babe?
35 now.
Yeah, so $1 for
30 or
an Americano.
So like maybe 30 for the small, for the large
Yeah.
is 40.
So this is like if you like best coffee in general, Gallery or Artiste, but that's like pour over artisan coffee. If you want
What if UCC?
UCC's like that'd be like the bottom of that because it's more
Oh,
commercial.
okay.
And then, but like for just an Americano, 7-Eleven or Amazon, 35 or 55 baht, can't go wrong. Don't go to Starbucks here. Hey Seth, what's going on, man? How are you? Folgers. There is no Folgers in
What
Thailand.
is Folger?
Folgers like a
is
cheap
that coffee
American
that you-
coffee. Yeah, like you just buy it in a big tin, you scoop it out. Dad's root beer, is that the hard root beer, Seth? Like alcoholic root beer? I think Joe used to talk about that. There's a nice Japanese style coffee roaster in Asa called Yeast Works. Oh yeah, that place in next to Sensi. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. You can make a lot of money going to Thailand with a suitcase filled with sunscreen. maybe. Well, this sunscreen here is actually kind of expensive.
Is it?
Yeah, compare like in the U.S. it's like such a commodity product. It's cheap, but
Don't
yeah,
have much sun there. Why?
yeah. Oh, in the summertime.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Eagle Rare 10 years going in my backpack. Nice, Joe. Yeah.
Oh.
Throw a couple. Yeah, the Eagle Rare, the 10-year, I mean, it's the same bourbon as Buffalo Trace, which you can get here, but Eagle Rare is just blended to a different flavor profile and older. And very, very nice, especially with the price that it's at. I like it. I've had Pappy Van Winkle a few times. I actually like Eagle Rare more than Pappy. Maybe because Pappy kind of feels like built up. Like it feels like the expectation of Pappy Van Winkle's so high, that it doesn't deliver on that. Oh, Eric, man, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Be in Bangkok 1st May, get a place for 3 months or so, then move around. I have friends on the peninsula just below Ranong.
Ranong.
That's what I said.
Okay.
I'll hang with
Ranong,
two and buy you two a coffee. Oh, thank you, man. Much appreciated. Always say yes to coffee. Nice. It sounds like you're gonna be moving around quite a bit, but you got a good solid 3 months in Bangkok and 3 good months.
Ranong has a hot spring.
Yeah, I think like Bangkok, like a couple months in Bangkok, pick the area that you like, to like don't just like if you like where you want to stay. Like I think that helps. Whereas people who come here and they have no idea and they end up in like Nana because someone told them. But like some people just like, oh yeah, like, or real estate people are like, oh, Farang, stay in Nana. And that might not be your vibe. If it's your vibe, it's your vibe. But like I think it's easy enough to get to that area that you don't have to live in that area. Like that's my thinking. And thank you again for the super chat, Eric. Much appreciated. Have you checked out Clubhouse, Dana? Great combo, coffee shop and Honda small bike store with tons of customization parts. They have one in Ekamai. Yeah, I was actually, I went to the one in Ekamai with Callum, and I've got the Clubhouse water bottle that I won racing a Honda Monkey in Rayong. So yeah, by being the fastest fat guy on a small bike, I was able to get this. So my buddy Callum, who runs small bike stuff, actually we met over there one day, and they have they do have epic customizations of small Hondas. Especially the CT125, they had a great customized one that had, I think, a 21-inch front wheel, which is like a huge off-road front wheel, and like a bunch of the DAX. I think the DAX is the coolest bike, but I really just don't like that semi-auto clutch system. But the DAX is probably the coolest bike around, for sure. But yeah, Clubhouse is a cool spot. And they do have good coffee, though. A little pricey for what it is, in my opinion. I think the focus there is, if you go to Clubhouse, the focus should be on the bikes, which it is. And the coffee is secondary, which it is. I think it's very well set up. The clubhouse in there's a clubhouse in Pattaya as well. Very nice. We stopped by there on the way back from Rayong. The one in Chambéry, I guess, is even bigger. Obviously, Chambéry's got so much space. It's like easy to have like a massive shop in Chambéry.
Yes.
But the one in Ekamai is big, and they've got a whole service center in the back. But it's also like the accessories they sell at Clubhouse. If you're a small bike person, for sure, like just all the little things that they have that you wouldn't see at a normal bike shop. But then also like the brand collabs, especially all the anime brand collabs. When I went to the Rayong event, the Gypsy Beach Camp, they did an event with, again, like that's where I won this, the Clubhouse water bottle, which is fantastic, 1 liter water bottle. But one, I get to ride all the bikes on the track. So I get to ride the Monkey, the Dax, and the CT 125, not the Cub. They obviously weren't letting you race the Cub because I think if you crashed the Cub, you'd rip the fairings off. But I don't think they cared if you crashed the other ones because they're pretty stripped down bikes. But I saw a few people crash. I was lucky. It's sand and grass.
Sand?
It's sand and grass.
Oh.
So it's like, because it was a hard packed track and it was just a loop, and you had to it was 6 laps. Whoever went the fastest, I luckily posted the fastest time, so I won the water bottle. But a few people did crash, and like I think if you crashed the Super Cub on that, you'd still dent up the fairing. But you crashed the Monkey, it's just kind of easy to fix. But they had some of the anime collabs there, and then they had a group of like 200 people. 200 people come in and like ride their Honda bikes, like their CT 125s or their Dax or their mostly monkeys. I would say it was like 80% monkeys. You cold? No, I feel warm. Oh, a little cold. Ah. Yeah, Jib wants the remote for the aircon. Oh, sorry. Eagle Rare, super difficult to get now, or 5 times. Really? I prefer a rare breed from Wild Turkey. You like that rare breed? Rare breed you can get here. I've always found it a bit hot to taste compared to Eagle Rare. I think that's just preference, though. That's taste. I don't necessarily think one's better than the other. I like some Wild Turkey. The rare breed's pretty good, but again, I think that it's like a bit hot on the tongue for me. Whereas I find the Eagle Rare much smoother. See.
iPad keyboard.
Yeah. What size underwear tea bags?
What is tea bag?
You're talking about like thongs.
Oi!
I'm a XXX.
I can
thong.
give you a rope, and you don't need to bind it.
For me, I notice good shaving gel, good razors, stick deodorant, peanut butter, boxers, athletic socks. Tortillas. They have tortillas pretty common now. Even like our local, like generic tortillas, but even like our local Little C has them at times.
Well, I don't know if it's good, like same flavor.
They're definitely not great, but they do have something available. I have no idea about this shaving gel or razors you talk about. Like that's what are those things? But yeah, I definitely I don't know if I've never really looked for razors other than when I shaved last year.
They have like a Gillette.
Yeah, you can buy Gillette like the Mach 3 and stuff.
And I don't know what else.
I think they're
I
up
don't
to like
use
the
it.
Mach
I don't
5.
know.
But yeah, I think like
I just know that there's a brand.
yeah. So
in the supermarket that you can get.
I did have a hard time buying the shaving gel for when we did the
foam.
the shave. There's foam and then there's gel.
Oh.
And we used it was hard to find the gel, which generally provides the gel generally provides a extra layer of protection on the skin. Yeah, athletic socks tough. Tortillas, like I said, more common here, but they're definitely not great, and you're definitely not finding corn tortillas. Yeah, stick deodorant. Like I said, I use the powder deodorant now. I find it's actually once you're used to it, it's nice. And once you figure out how to actually put it on without making it look like you just did a bunch of cocaine in your bathroom, that's a plus. But yeah, that's the correct. Peanut butter, you can get generic peanut butter at most of the grocery stores here, and there is like there's like fresh or like more artisan peanut butter at like Villa or something like that, or Foodland. So there are options for peanut butters. It is pricey though. It's not
Unless
like
you need like a specific brand.
Yeah.
That we don't have it here. I don't know.
yeah, but it's not super cheap either compared to the U.S.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
It's not like a.
It's not
like,
a commodity item.
Not
Yeah.
a staple food here. So.
Yeah, the Mission brand, Mark, are the ones I most commonly see, but like I don't think I ever see corn tortillas in the shop. It's always the flour tortillas. Have you ever seen, Mark, the corn tortillas at like Villa or anything?
Maybe you can check Foodland.
Yeah, maybe Foodland, something
Gourmet.
like that. Oh yeah, Gourmet Market. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, maybe Gourmet Market in like,
I don't know.
was that Emcordier or Paragon?
Paragon.
Yeah.
Importier.
Yeah, maybe one of them would have something like that, but.
Emporium.
But apparently that's why Mexican food's so expensive here is because of the corn, the maize. My first 3 nights will be at Hyatt Regency, Bangkok, Sukhumvit. Oh, nice. Good spot. Good spot.
โอ้โห expensive นะ Hyatt อะ
July 22nd, I leave from here till December 19th. Oh, nice. That's a good trip, man.
Oh.
Excellent. Looking forward to seeing you, Joe. Wild Turkey 101 is excellent value. Yeah, Wild 101 is definitely a good value. I've been to the Wild Turkey Distillery, so I kind of have like a little bit of connection to it, like from like that. The same reason I feel like a connection to Woodford or Buffalo Trace, having been there. I would say for me, Woodford's probably like my overall like just favorite generic bourbon. Very easy to get here as well. But Eagle Rare is like if I'm gonna sit and sip something, Eagle Rare is like my go-to.
Bourbon too strong for me.
You drank it yesterday.
I think it's not a lot.
No, it wasn't. Well, it was actually rye that we had yesterday. Jib's mom was here, and Jib's mom always likes to have like an after-dinner drink because she never drinks, but she'll have a drink when she's here. And we made a drink with some rye. She likes it mixed with something sweet, so she won't sip anything neat. So it made like a little drink with some rye for her, and she liked it. Dad's Root Beer was an old classic. Oh, non-alcoholic. Used to get it in the 90s. I haven't seen it around a while. Anyone remember IBC Root Beer? It used to come in like glass bottles and 6-packs. Bangkok is the best. Nada, not my vibe. Okay, Eric, I feel you. Definitely not mine either, but I do like Benjikiti Park in the morning for bird photography. I might stay near the gate. I'll figure it out. Oh, so you would love the forest now. If you're into bird photography, Eric.
Yes.
Bangkok Forest for sure, it's right next to Benjikiti Park. Yeah, some good spots out there, like on Ramaphore Road that you can stay at pretty close. So the forest, Bangkok Forest between Ramaphore and Lumpini, and there's really good birds out there in the forest, and you can get, because of the elevated walkway through there, you can get some really good vantage points set up and like watch birds there for sure. And they left a lot of like those trees, and a lot of what they planted worked out well. So yeah, I think like if bird photography is your thing, you probably really like that.
Can go to Bangkok Chao.
Bangkok Chao, yeah, good. I don't know if there's any good birds, and I'm sure there are good birds in
I
Bangkok
don't
Chao.
know what's
yeah.
a good bird definition. but
Yeah, it
there's
depends what types you like to
for.
photograph. Yeah. See, this keeps moving on me. A&W Root Beer, Dr. Brown. I know A&W. We can get A&W here, kind of like classic.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know about Dr. Brown's. Chris, what's up, man? Paying my late fine. Thanks for swinging by, Chris. Much appreciated, man. Only a couple days till you're in the air, right?
Finally.
Yeah, finally. After many awaited years. Dad's Mug and Bark were the class. Yeah, Bark's, I remember reading somewhere, I think Bark started as a cola and was just flavored as a root beer.
Cola and then.
Yeah, it became a root beer. JW Blue. Oh, really? You like that? I had some the other night. It's good. I think for what it is, a little overpriced. Johnny Walker Blue. We can sell Dana's Western underwear. He can start every stream by sharing whose underwear he's wearing. This stream brought to you by Hefe Perro's underwear, Whitey Tighties. My count's 5,400.
Oh, no.
Is that an accurate count, Joe? I don't think that's an accurate count. Oh, bot. I was gonna say, are we halfway there? No, okay, it's bot.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. Oh no.
Oh, Mark says just the flower ones at Villa and elsewhere here in Hoi Hin. Okay, the flower one's still something though, right? Right, Mark. I mean, that's Hoi Hin seems to have like a pretty good selection of Western food too, because a lot of people retire there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember when I was young, when the shop still like local, it's very like Thai style, like wooden commercial building.
Yeah.
Like just 2-story, not like a concrete, and it's keep changing. Now it's like mini Bangkok.
I don't know if I go that far, but every time I pass through Hoi Hin, definitely feels like a like a bigger and bigger city.
And the building change to be like a concrete, like a taller building, but they have like a regulation, like maybe not more than 8 stories to build like next to the beach.
Okay.
Like my aunt condo is like the last one that built that high. Like I don't know how many floors. Like maybe 20 or less than.
Oh, wow.
Like something like maybe like 15, I guess. I can't remember.
So let's say for the Florida guys in the chat, if we call, because I know there's a lot of Florida guys that come in the chat, like Joe and everyone, and Stuck. If we call Pattaya the Miami of Thailand, right, which I like it, just for lack of better comparison.
We don't have alligator there.
No, and it's not as cool as Miami. Miami's like but what would Hoi Hin be? Because it's also a beach town, right? Like what would be the best comparison? I feel like it would be more of a Gulf city than a Atlantic city. Like on the Gulf of Thailand's like the less party focused area. I don't know. You think that's so? Mark, you live there. You think that's a accurate assessment? Like it's not quite the party town that like Miami is, but still a cool beach area.
Not that party.
Actually, I would never go on the beach at Pattaya. I would definitely go for a swim in Hoi Hin though. Like that's the main difference. Villa Market needs to up their game. It's really it is expensive, but I don't think it looks ghetto.
Maybe it depends on the branch.
Yeah, maybe it depends on the branch. Yeah, which one did you go to, Mr. Yuld? IBC. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, the IBC and the glass bottles, great. Chris, once again, man, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. How you doing? And how many days? 2 days till you fly? I can get Dad root beer at Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie. Oh, God. Do you guys know the grocery store? There's a grocery store in the South called Piggly Wiggly.
Huh?
It's called Piggly Wiggly.
What's that mean?
It's the name of a store. It's a grocery store, like a villa, Piggly Wiggly.
Okay.
More like a big C.
Okay.
I remember I'd never heard of it. You guys know I grew up in the Northeast. The first time when I was living down in North Carolina and I had to go visit someone in South Carolina, I got lost. I asked for directions at a gas station. This is pre-GPS days, pre-smartphone.
Okay. Oh, that's long.
And I'm like, hey, you know where I can find this place? And the girl's like, oh yeah, I'll tell you where to find that. You go down this road right here, you're gonna see yourself a Piggly Wiggly. At that Piggly Wiggly, you just take that next left and boom, you're right there, son. And I'm like,
oh my God, so quick.
yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry, the Piggly what? What is that? She's like, you ain't never heard no Piggly Wiggly? Where you from? I'm like, Rhode Island. She's like, Rhode Island? Boy, you way from home, ain't you? All right, the Piggly Wiggly is a grocery store. You can't miss it. It's just so nice, but I mean, I was like, Piggly what?
Oh, accents are difficult.
Yeah, it's today. It's not today, isn't it? I thought it was tomorrow. Is it today or tomorrow, Chris? Clarify for us. Are there subjects you want to do in a documentary but know that anything controversial might be dangerous for you? There are definitely...
I think already dangerous. No, not that dangerous.
Yeah.
No one want to talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, even I had a hard time getting people to talk about the financial crisis. And then Dr. Dan, obviously, because he doesn't care. Like finding someone like Dr. Dan who's like sort of above. Oh, sorry, babe. Who's like above issues like that doesn't matter. But there's a couple that I'm looking at with my buddy Mark right now as interesting topics, but it's not dangerous but sensitive. So looking at like how to do that. But yeah, just there's a few. I think I'm probably gonna go out today and shoot a little bit, depending on the weather. Shoot at the robot building again because I want to get some footage while they're wrapping it. And I don't know, did I talk about this last week, but the wife of the architects who met Jumpside reached out to me, and we had a exchange. She actually sent me some voice messages, and I think there's an opportunity there to do something more impactful than the original video we did, especially with us sort of losing that icon of the building. So we're exploring that at the moment as well, and I think that it's a good way to go. However, I am a bit nervous to do two pieces back to back about buildings. Like, I don't want to become known as like the guy who does videos about buildings because not everything I want to talk about is a building. It just happens that these two were popular, and then the robot building being back in the news. But again, it could be a much longer project, and it doesn't mean I necessarily have to work at one at a time. So, like, while I work on putting together the second piece on the ghost tower, I can definitely work on these other ones that I have planned as well. And there's a few, and I think the opportunity to film some of those is interesting. And then on top of that, there is there's more projects that I plan to work on that I think could be interesting. So yeah, there's some interesting stuff that can be done. Just check the wings are still firmly attached. What is the Yumishu is the plum wine jib legs, right? Umishu. It's like is it Korean, babe?
Japanese.
Japanese.
Korean liquor is strong.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, how'd your bike trip end up, man? Did it go well? Not there yet. Where are we?
Oh.
Well, the chat's getting far down.
Oh, hey.
Hoi Hin's a great place to live, but I wouldn't want to visit it. Reminds me of Bangkok in the late 90s. That's kind of a cool vibe, I guess. Pattaya would be the Panama City beach of Thailand. Okay.
What is that, Panama City?
I think that's in Florida, Panama City Beach, or is that actually in Panama? I don't know. Hoi Hin is San Diego. Okay. Okay, Osita. So that's your vibe then? You dig that Hoi Hin vibe? Fort Lauderdale and Bangkok would be Tampa. Tampa, really? Go Aztecs. Okay, Eric agrees with the San Diego vibe for Hoi Hin. Interesting. Pattaya would be Myrtle Beach of Thailand. Yep, 2. I remember Piggly Wiggly from Georgia and South Carolina. I was in South Carolina when that happened. I was living in North Carolina and traveling to South Carolina. And I was given the Piggly Wiggly directions in South Carolina, just off 95. David Starkey and Jim want to visit BKK soon, but live in Southeast USA. What airline, flight, airport do you recommend? Seems like a lot of expensive flights. Oh. I haven't made the trip I've only paid actually to make the trip myself once when I flew here. So I'm not the right person to ask on airlines. When I flew back the other 2 times was for work, and I haven't done it since 2016. As for airports, Suvarnabhumi I think is your only option when you're flying in from the U.S. I don't think. Yeah, Suvarnabhumi International, BKK. Suvarnabhumi. Or if you pronounce it as it's spelled, Suwumi Boomi.
No.
But yeah, I think Suvarnabhumi or BKK is the airport code is the only one available to you. And I think you just like one, you got to book far out, and two, you've got to just like look for the best rates, David. But yeah, I think best time to come probably October-ish, November, October, depending how long you're gonna come for. If you're just coming for a few weeks or a month, November, December, yeah. If you're gonna come for like a longer period, like end of October.
Maybe it's for the cheaper flight, like after New Year.
Yeah, cheaper.
In January, like after New Year,
Yeah.
but still in January, so it's not too hot.
Yeah, or probably the cheapest flight, so like you book March, April, May.
Oh no!
But it's so brutal here, so
Yeah.
brutal. It's so hot. Like right now, just to go outside, I'm nervous.
I don't even go out
Yeah.
like, if I don't have to.
So I used to live in Georgia. We used to go to Piggly Wiggly all the time. I've actually been
That's
in
a
one
cute
after
name.
that. It's a cute name, but it's a big
Piggly,
store.
Piggly,
Everyone knows about the Piggly Wiggly.
Ah, okay.
There's a Piggly Wiggly near me too. Everyone knows.
Oh, okay.
Also a Food Line. A Food Line, I remember. That's a Florida thing, right? Food Line. But yeah, everyone knows the Piggly Wiggly. I was so like confused when I heard it, like being a Northeasterner, and then hearing about a Piggly Wiggly.
No,
What?
because you live in a big country.
In
I think this supermarket not like every state.
no, it's not. And in Rhode Island, we only have, this is 25 years ago, we only had Stop and Shop at Shaw's. Were the two grocery stores, Stop and Shop and Shaw's.
Okay.
Which I don't think I've ever seen outside of like Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts area. That southern accent was not bad. I lived down there for a minute, Hike. I lived down in the South for a few years. I know my Piggly Wiggly. I lived in North Carolina for a minute. Villa Market mostly has the same vibe. Ari, Prampong, Ratchathien. Ratchayotin. The prices are similar to Central Food Courts and the malls, but they're way shiny and fancy.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. I think the only...
We went to Prampong.
Prampong, yeah. It's definitely not the newest of places, but it's not horrible.
We went to Ari.
Oh, we have been to Ari, yeah. I would say the Ari one's a little nicer, actually. How many steps today? I have 23,000.
Wow.
Damn, Joe. I don't know. I just woke up, so maybe 5. However many times I walk back and forth making coffee. My actual birthday is protected under the the National Secrets Act, so people don't pay to get me to shave or other stupid stuff. What are you trying to say there, Chris? I like flying Japan Airlines, JAL. They treat you well. Okay, nice.
Oh, I heard that. It's a nice airline.
Japan. I don't think I've flown Japan Airlines, but yeah, it seems like Japanese style of service would probably be really good. I've flown Singapore Air in the past. It was really good. Thai Airways, they're very nice, but the seats are small.
Asian size.
Asian size seats for sure. Even I flew business class on Thai Airways. I had the seat that turns into a bed, and the area was more narrow than my shoulders, so I had to sleep on my side.
People what's the size of your shoulder?
54, right? Is my shoulder 54, 56?
No, your chest is 52.
Oh, my chest is 50. So my shoulder's probably bigger, like 60.
No, this is circumference. How can it bigger than?
I don't know. So you've got this one here. You can measure me. Peak to peak on my shoulder. So we're going to do a peak to peak shoulder measurement.
Inch now.
Okay, we'll do inches. We'll do freedom units.
Just 22.
20, yeah, so just 22 inches. What's that in centimeters? Flip it over.
So you see, compared to my shoulder,
55.
this is 22.
Yeah, so 55 centimeters. So in freedom units, 22, edge to edge. So yeah, it was narrower than I am wide, and so that made for an uncomfortable sleep. Hike asked, "Why am I letting my beard grow so long? Why not? Why not?" Yeah, it is getting to the point where I probably need to give it a trim, but I like it being.
He wants to get the Santa roll.
Get what?
Santa.
Santa roll. Yeah, I'm trying to get a job as
Christmas.
Santa in Christmas next year. I'm like, I'll tell you what, when I ride the motorcycle, it becomes challenging because I have to put it in a little ponytail so it doesn't get clipped in the the helmet strap. The pig is gone now, so now it's just the pig mascot is gone, so they don't have the little pig in between Piggly and Wiggly, or they just call it Wiggly, or is it still Piggly Wiggly? Their logo used to be like a pig with a cute tail. Business class costing me like $11,000 for 26 hours. Woo. Pricey. Worth it though for that long of a flight. Mark says the Villa Market at Prompong is the original. It has been there since I think the 1980s.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's definitely like a little bit below street level too. Like when you walk in and you have to go down.
A little bit.
You don't buy anything on the bottom shelves. You know it's been wet before. Small bike stuff. What's up, Callum? Fashionably late. Our time went back an hour last night, so you guys change hours. You have daylight savings in New Zealand? I thought that was only an American thing. That's interesting. You know what I think would be a cool topic for a video, and I don't know if I could make like a full documentary about this, but if you look at how the time zones are broken up for Southeast Asia, basically, if you look straight down, right, you have Myanmar, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, all kind of line up, and there's 3 different time zones there. So there's, Myanmar has their own half-hour thing because they're Myanmar, and then Malaysia, Singapore are an hour ahead of Thailand. I think that's it's funky. The flight across the Pacific is miserable no matter what airline unless you get the cash for business or first. Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to fly it. When I pay for it, I fly the cheapest flight possible. But when I've been fortunate to, like when I've been paid to go back for work, I get business class. But yeah, if I'm paying, I'll fly with the chickens in the cargo hold if I have to. Like if it's coming out of my pocket, it's definitely not going to be business class. When you have a beard that glorious, you let it grow. That's right, Seth. You let it grow. Jib likes it. Despite what she might say now, if I shave, she's not happy.
You trim it, yes, but not shape. Jem can't survive that. So.
Raphael asks, favorite part of Bangkok? Oh, that's a good question. I'm kind of biased, and I'll definitely say, like, to live, I love Bangkok right now. Like, where we live in Bangkok, I can't imagine, other than Prachani Wet where we lived before, like these are like really the 2 best areas, I think, living. And this one has the advantage of being on Sukhumvit. Whereas... Maybe
Punawiti is nice too.
Yeah, Punawiti, yeah.
Visit sometime.
Yeah. I mean, I think like if you're... So favorite part to live, Bangkok, Punawiti, Udom Sok, I think that's a great niche, especially it's on Sukhumvit. It's outside of like the main areas.
Not too expensive.
Not too expensive, but still modern enough to be fun. Favorite part to play in though?
I like Old Town.
Yeah, Old Town pretty fun. Very
Walk
interesting.
Around, visit temple, museum, take photo.
I'll agree with Jim on that. Old Town.
There's like a small shopping mall.
Yeah.
On the way that you can like
more unique
just chill out,
actual Thai things to do as opposed to like I think the easy answer is like like Siam or like Ramen 9, like Fortune Town area, but like that's just too commercial. If you like shopping, but Old Town there's like a good mix of like very interesting cultural things to do, and I think that's the most fun in my opinion.
And it's easy for me because I'm Thai. I can read all the sign and like okay, find a food, the nice one. But for visitor, maybe it's a bit difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. It's tough to nail down just one part, too. I mean, there's so many, because you can spend a few days in Old Town, but then, like, there's all this other stuff you can really do, like outside of that are interesting as well. I mean, life in Bangkok's so diverse, guys, and there's so much that you can actually do in the city that makes it interesting, makes it fun, and everything from like even around Thaksin, like Sapan Thaksin, like
Thaksin.
That's what I said.
Thaksin.
Thaksin, Sapan Thaksin. Sapin Taxin.
สะพานตากสิน
But I mean, you can walk around that area. There's great cafes over there. The Ghost Tower you can take a look at. There's great temples. Chatu Cha is a lot more to do in Chatu Cha, I think, than people realize.
antique vintage
Yeah.
thing that
Yeah.
you can shop.
Yeah, and then you can get down to like somewhere like even like Anna, Prakanong, cool, W district at Prakanong, cool place to go at night, have a few drinks, have some food. There's, Ekamai has got its own cool vibe. Tonglo is not my thing, but I get why people like it. There's cool stuff everywhere. Like Victory Monument's a cool place just to go and walk around. I really like it. I think it's very wild. So there's stuff to do, cool stuff to do everywhere. That's my take on it. I think you can always find something cool, something interesting. The amount of parks that we have in Bangkok, Benjakiti, Lumpini, Benjasiri, the Forest, Chatu Cha, the Queen Sirikit Park over behind Chatu Cha, like all those things. Rama 8 Park or Rama 9 Park, yeah. Rama 8 under the bridge.
Lumpini.
So Lumpini, like so many great little parks and places to go that are interesting with their own unique things to do. The train park where you can ride the bikes. There's a lot of very cool, interesting places. So even Prachani Wet, like Wat Samian Nari, like you can walk up Prachani Wet Nung, there's Bon Marché.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah. So there's a lot of cool things. So to pick up one favorite part of the city is very, very difficult, Raphael. Again, to live, I would say for convenience and lifestyle, Bangjak to Udomsok. Bangjak, Punyawati, Udomsok. 3 great areas to consider.
What about on Nona?
It's a little bit too crowded for me.
Yeah, but it's like big
Yeah.
soy, no?
It is a big soy, but I mean, it's very,
Everything
very
on
packed.
that
Yeah.
road, like community mall.
But I think just one stop further, Bangjak sort of makes we're close enough to all that where we can go.
Yes.
Far enough away that it's not an inconvenience. And then we can also go to Punyawati or Udomsok. So there's workability to the situation. Real quick, Ellen said Piggly Wiggly closed. So there's no more Piggly Wiggly. No more Piggly Wiggly. Oh, man. Vancouver, Beijing, Singapore was rough. Beijing airport is so boring.
Boring. Oh.
It's a rough flight. This is a rough flight. I would think from Vancouver you could fly direct to Singapore now. Caleb says, being so far south in the globe, we go forward in summer and end up having sunsets at 9:30 p.m. That's kind of dope. Now we're back to normal. It's similar to Thai sunrise, sunset. 9:30 p.m. sunsets are pretty awesome, though.
Sunset at 9
Yeah.
p.m.
Imagine being out at like 9:30 p.m., watching the sun come down, and then going to bed.
It's a bit weird for me.
New Zealand's like the last stop before the Arctic Ocean, though. So it's like
9 p.m.
Yeah.
How can I sleep?
Hey, have a good one, Joe. Hey, you'd be going to bed right after sunset. Okay, don't get Dana started on Bangkok. We did that in a recent interview, and we waffled for 40 minutes before I managed to change the subject. It is the world's best. Kale's right. It is the world's best. We waffled. This is my new favorite word. We waffled.
What's that?
Like just exactly. I didn't know. I was like, what are we waffling? And he's like, no, it just means talking like about nonsense. So just like getting off topic for 40 minutes. We talked about Bangkok forever, and we were supposed to talk about small bike stuff, and then we ended up talking about like everything else. Outside, like, from like a small bike perspective, like that's Caleb's channel. And he's definitely an expert. By the way, guys, if you're interested in small bikes and like the culture behind it, Callum just dropped a great like a documentary about an American who created the Honda CT125, essentially the Honda Trail. Callan, can you throw a link to that up in the chat if you don't mind, man? I'd love to just people be able to go check that out. Normally I would ask Joe to do it, but he bounced. So if you just throw it up, I'll either approve it or someone else will approve it, and people can click through to it. But great video. This American guy was selling motorcycles, and Honda had their Super Cub. And he was like, I could modify this and make it into a farm vehicle, basically. And they have a version in his video. They have clips of the guy. They have like rifles in the front of the Hondas.
Rifle?
Like they mount their rifles in the front to hold it, so if they're going hunting, they can just pull it out and.
Yo.
Or if they're like out working on the farm and there's like a coyote chasing their cows, they can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a very very American thing, mixing motorcycles and guns. But yeah, so that guy, Earl, just basically created the bike. They didn't offer such a. I wish they used to be direct LA to Bangkok. That's not even offered anymore either, Joshua. Not for years. Not like maybe 15 years. Joe abandoned us when we needed him the most. I'm going to give Joe a pass. Also, Hefe, man, I want to thank you for becoming a channel member, dude. Your newest channel member. I saw that popped up, and you've got the first month badge. So thank you, dude. Much appreciated. El Jefe is the channel member. Yeah, I think Caleb's video is really really good with the like the history of the small bike of the Honda Cub, the Hunter. I think they called it the Hunter Cub back in the day. Yeah, I think it was called the Hunter Cub, and then in Australia it's the Postie bike. The Postie bike, because postmen ride it.
Oh, postman ride it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they put like a big box in the back.
Ah.
That seems like a dream job. Like deliver mail on a little Honda bike. That'd be awesome.
Not in summer here.
And not in summer or rainy season.
Oh, yeah,
but still,
right.
I'd still love it. No LAX to Bangkok flight. It does seem ridiculous. Like the biggest Thai population in America is in LA, and it's just such a straight shot. I mean, if you're American, you can fly like into LA, like from furthest away, 6 hours,
Okay.
and then jump on a flight direct to Bangkok. I mean, that just seems ridiculous that no such flight exists. I agree. The ridiculousness of it is insane. There we go. See, Joe's got it right there. See, Joe came back. He heard us talking about it and he found it. Thank you, Joe. You rock, man. Looks like Singapore Airlines is the cheapest from New Zealand at the moment. Thai Airways won't open up a direct flight yet. Again, cheapest still maybe 500 US more than pre-COVID. Wow. 500 US more than pre-COVID.
Cool.
Singapore, New Zealand, you guys are so remote, man. So remote. Like, it is like, I was watching something recently. They were talking about like how New Zealand's so remote that even like indigenous life there, like the indigenous people didn't get there until like thousands of years after like Australia. And then they weren't discovered for like hundreds of years after the rest discovered in like the Western sense. Like white people didn't go there for hundreds of years after like they discovered the rest of, again, discovered in air quotes, or had visited the rest of the world. But I really shouldn't say discovered, right? Because like there were clearly people there already. Mm-hmm. So it was a discovery for them, but someone had already discovered the land and been there. So we'll say when white people arrived, it's so remote that it was so much later than anywhere else, especially for the size of New Zealand. I mean, it's, I think Callum and I were talking about this. It's like the size of Japan, but like such a lower population, and it's a very cool place, but it's in the middle of nowhere.
Too far.
My friend David Asavanan, he always talked about like that's his dream is to go live in New Zealand, and then he looked at the numbers. He was like, I can't make it happen. Here we go. Joe rises like the phoenix. Joe's awesome. Joe's the greatest of all time, in my opinion. No one's going to change my mind on that. He knows where he needs to be, and he's there doing it. I'm looking forward to having Joe. Joe's been planning this trip to Thailand since before COVID. So obviously COVID put a big damper on it for him. But yeah, it's coming. About 60 plus thousand years, Australia, about 60,000 plus years inhabited. Earliest New Zealand inhabitants 800-ish years ago. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you think about, like, compared to the rest of the world, I mean, it's like that remote. And imagine, like,
Not easy to go there.
Pre-GPS, pre-engines, like, finding your way to New Zealand, of all places. Like, you miss it by 1 degree, and you're off into the Arctic somewhere, just floating in the ice.
Yeah.
Really wild. Really, really wild. And it's funny. I was talking with my friend Keone yesterday. He was talking about like he knows some people who are like Greeks from Australia, Greeks from New Zealand. I know a lot of Greeks. Like I know a lot of Australians who are Greek and who have Greek ancestors who immigrated to Australia. And he was like, yeah, because like the Greeks were seen as like second-class citizens in Europe, and so like they migrated and like found good lives. Kind of interesting to think about like how some people view migration in like those different areas. I think I sent Chris a thing the other day it's a video of like everything that will kill you in Australia, and it shows where in Australia they find it. And all of the things that will kill you or hurt you really bad in Australia are in the northeastern corner of the country. Like they don't all overlay everywhere, but they all overlap there.
Oh, okay. It's like where people live?
Yeah. It's like a Cairns area. It's like a vacation area too.
Oh.
It's known for its beaches, but it's also got saltwater crocodiles and great white sharks.
Okay, no. I'll just walk on the beach.
Here's a tip on KAL from Cali. You can break up the flight in Incheon at an inexpensive transit hotel. The tickets with longer breaks are cheaper. Oh, that way you don't have a stroke when you get to BKK. Yeah. Oh, that's it. So like, yeah, just pop into a transit hotel for like a couple hours or a night and relax, and then bounce off.
That sounds good.
Polynesians were amazing, navigating by stars and waves. A Maori mate was telling me each landmass has different waves. That's cool, but I mean, imagine like it is amazing, but imagine like figuring that out thousands of years ago. Like the trial and error on figuring that out must have been insane. And the boats, it's not like they had crazy boat. There was no fiberglass, right? So they're building boats out of materials that they can work with, wood and holding it together with vines and nails, and no there were no epoxy solvents to patch holes like
sap.
Yeah, but I mean it's not fast acting epoxy that you can patch on in the wet and it'll stick. It's like you've got to work with what you got. Why 80% new? Oh, that's exactly what the video I watched. Yeah, I think is that Joe, is that video from, I think, Half as Interesting or Wendover? One of those two? Athens, #1 Greek population. Melbourne, Australia, #2. Yeah?
Huh?
Yes, but like I said, pubs are more dangerous.
What pubs?
The bars in Australia are more dangerous than the animals, he's saying.
Why?
Either because of the food or the people, I'm not sure. So talk about next project. So we talked about the shirt. There's the shirts, the limited edition SongKran shirts available in the shop until midnight, April 15th, mango time.
Just 15?
Yeah, because that's the end of SongKran.
Okay.
15. And then the next project, so again, I'm thinking about the robot building, but that might be like a year out because I could really research and dive deep, especially having access now to Dr. Sumet's wife and the really do a deep dive on that. So a few of the things I'm thinking about for next one, obviously I talked about the Jay Jackson piece that will drop. There'll be a shorter type video, and we'll be working on that as a series of like people in hip hop in Thailand. But then on top of that, I'm looking at two that I find really interesting. One about like the historic capitals of Thailand, and then two about like the practice and history of border runs in Thailand. So like the practice of going to like coming here on a tourist visa, or this is common everywhere in the world where people travel, but living on the fringes of like being somewhere, like not getting a long-term visa and then doing a border run to somewhere, and then like crossing the border, coming back, like and continuing to extend tourist visas. I think that's an interesting topic because it's something that the Thai government's locked down. You can't do it anymore. Like you can only do 2 or 3, but there are still people who try to make that type of thing work. And like some of the routes people would pick were interesting. It was like, I remember someone telling me like, oh, you can't do it to Cambodia because like the border stations in Cambodia are corrupt. They won't stamp you in properly. And then so like people were like either would have to go by land to Laos or Myanmar back in the day.
Maybe have to fly.
Yeah.
Not just cross by like a van or.
Yeah. So then people would fly to Malaysia because again, like Cambodia, not everyone's cup of tea. But yeah, interesting. I mean, so there's a few topics in the works, and of course, I want to integrate like a motorcycle trip on the bikes, and of course, then Chris and I are working on an idea that I think could be very interesting and fun. And he would do, again, I talked about before, he would do his style as like a series, and I would do a longer planned out project, but. That's something we would probably have to do the end of the year because of rainy season and heat would definitely hamper that. So the Jib knows what I don't want to give too much away. But it'll be big. It'll be massive, as only Chris does when he plans something. It has to be over the top. Joe likes a little danger. I've only been glassed twice in pubs in Australia. This is when someone breaks a glass over your head.
What?
Or a bottle.
No. This is real?
Yeah. New Zealanders and Aussies have a huge binge drinking culture. Bar fights are a national pastime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't go to bar and pub, so I don't know.
Real life lawyer, that's it. Darwin pubs get a little rowdy, so they say. I wouldn't know. So it sounds like Darwinism is a big thing up there. Natural selection's always working itself out, right, Chris? There's an interesting story about U.S. and Australian soldiers having a large brawl in World War II. Search for Battle of Brisbane. Battle of Brisbane, okay. Battle of Manners Street was the same thing in Wellington, New Zealand. Kiwi versus USA soldiers having a good old punch-up.
Oh.
A punch-up. An interesting way to look at it. Like, yeah, when I was in the Army, there's definitely... Whenever we would have, like, visiting nations that would come and do training, there was always tension on the surface, and sometimes like fist fights would break out, or punch ups, if you will.
You never come to training in Thailand?
No, I never went to what do they call it, Golden Cobra.
Yeah.
I never did that. That's a usually kept to like infantry platoons, and then the SOAR, the Special Operations Aviation Regiment, would often do training projects with the Thai Army as well, where they would do like SOAR is like helicopter operations, so they would do flights into the jungles and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It was a good training exercise for them, but I never did it. One of my buddies who was a SOAR crew chief, he did it like 4 or 5 times, and would come over and basically like party and train.
Oh.
There was always enough time tacked onto the end of the training that they could finish and then have R&R, if you will,
What is R&R?
rest and relaxation. Yes, maybe not so much rest, just relaxation. I've been hit with bottles. Prefer full over empty. Oh, I think I had someone swing a bottle at me once years and years ago. But never, I don't think I ever got actually hit with one. At least not that I remember or knew of. But I remember someone swinging one at me and missed. Not because I got out of the way, missed because they were so drunk when they swung it, they were nowhere near me with the swing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you do to that guy?
No, nothing. He fell down. like swung, fell, messed himself up.
Oh.
Yeah, there was no need to do anything after
Okay,
that.
just leave him there.
I remember he did break the bottle when he hit the ground, and that caused issues.
Ooh.
It was at a pretty busy place too, so yeah. Fun times. Why do you prefer full over empty? Hello, Joe. That's a curious.
That's a more mass.
Yeah, I would think
Okay.
full's a little bit more painful. I guess empty could break though, right? But I feel like full would be very painful, like on that swing, like boom.
More mass and force
Yeah.
to hit your head.
Interesting. History of border runs. Oh, sorry. Let me click that. History of border runs. Interviewing any Thai visa internet forum 20-year veteran trolls for that. I think like the concept of the border run is what's interesting, and the part of that really, Hefe, when I think about it, is the changing landscape of travel, right, and how countries adapt to it. Long term. So how countries are adapting their immigration and tourism, their visa policy to better match the landscape of travel. And I think that's what's interesting from that perspective. Long term, and also with the rise of the digital nomad over the past decade. People who work somewhere, they do spend within the local economy, but if they're earning foreign income, they're not paying taxes locally. And that becomes a challenge from an infrastructure perspective as well. So, and there's all these things. If you think about Chiang Mai at one point, and maybe still was considered the sort of heart of the digital nomad culture, like the capital of digital nomads. So definitely could get some Thai Visa internet forum trolls though to jump in there. Actually, is Thai Visa still around? I thought it got closed down. The forum Thai Visa.
No?
Yeah, I think it was closed or got bought by someone.
Oh, boy. Okay.
One of the other things is up on the Patreon, I'll be doing a director's commentary of the Ghost Tower video. And just sort of I think what I'll do, I'm probably going to record it by just sort of playing it and then recording commentary with a screenshot over it. So it'll sort of be like split screen. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I want to be able to throw that up on the Patreon and give a little bit more subtext a little bit more context to some of the shots and some of the thinking. And again, all the unedited interviews are up there now as well. And then with the Jay Jackson piece that's going to go up soon, the unedited interview, which is over an hour long, will be up there also. Let's see. Here we go. Less chance of breaking. Oh, if it's full. But yeah, I think more pain though, right? Yeah, Darwin and surrounding are fun. Carry large stick or have local with a large gun. Asked local farmer if there were crocs in his cattle water hole. He said no, they have their own. Down the road. Oh my god.
Oh.
Crocodiles in the water hole. Imagine being a cattle farmer and your cattle keep getting eaten by crocodiles.
Yeah.
So they can carry guns in Darwin then? Is that a local thing? 'Cause I thought there weren't that many guns in Australia, Chris. Hefe, the first time I got glass was at my uni's pub. The manager offered me all the free beer I could drink, so I stood there, hand over, bleeding, drinking and
Oh
drinking.
no.
Blood gets thinner.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Blood. If you drink blood, I was talking about Keone about this the other day because he was just in Taiwan for a tattoo convention. He was tattooing someone, and they were bleeding like crazy. He's like, "Hey, did you drink last night?" And the guy's like, "A little bit." But yeah, I drank this morning too.
Oh.
And he's like, "What are you doing? You should know." Thai Visa is around, but renamed to Asian. Okay, makes sense. It's still the new name, same trolls. Hefe, is that what it is? No matter what I ever asked on Thai Visa, the flaming I received was something. Yeah, So when I was the chief data scientist at Driver, and I was doing their content strategy, a lot of the content strategy for them, and doing a lot of content for Driver. The CEO somehow made an arrangement with the people at Thai Visa that they would post some content about business and Driver on Thai Visa, and we did a series of videos. And I would always get flamed, and I would go on like some of the chats and look at what people were talking about, and they were always just like going in on each other. Like if someone would ask a question, there'd be someone like, "Oh, why don't you know this?" or "It's in another forum." Like people would spend more time dogging a person for asking a question than answering a question.
Why people act not nice?
I think it's part of that troll culture, and like I hate like the idea that there are no stupid questions isn't true. There are definitely questions that maybe asked in the wrong context are stupid, but I think one of the things to really consider is that if you go on one of these forums, you're just going to get that type of response from people no matter what. There are a few Reddit communities, subreddits that I go to and comment or ask questions, and they tend to be very supportive, but even still you get like an occasional person who's like, "Oh, how come you don't know this? It's so basic." Like you could ask a super complex question, someone's always going to be like, "Oh, it's such a basic question." Yeah, farmers up there have exemptions in areas, just not allowed to carry them in the cattle herding choppers. The choppers. See, in America, they encourage you to carry the guns in the choppers. Get to the chopper. My internet PTSD is too bad to even look at Asian site. I leave that pain in the 2000s. Yeah, like the Thai Visa thing, man. I don't understand. Again, like people, like if I think the expat community, and I hate the word expat, like foreigner community in Thailand is just super toxic at times. And like there's a lot of gatekeeping, and there's not a lot of people who have empathy for others who maybe want to do the same thing. Like if you want to come to Thailand, you want information, I'm more than happy to give it. I don't know much, but I'll share my opinion or share what little I do know. But what I always hated about Thai Visa was like the level of gatekeeping, or the level, like the sort of the feeling of superiority people would have about that culture or that life, and very upsetting in some ways. Let's see where we at. I think we're going to wrap up soon, guys. We're getting close to winding down. Thai Visa was primarily filled with people posting about what they hated about Thailand and how desperate they are to stay. So they hate it, but they don't want to leave.
Oh, they don't have to stay here.
Yeah, I always say that. If you don't like it, if things bother you so much to the point where you're willing to complain online, leave. You have the options to go somewhere else. Thailand's far from perfect, but it's pretty damn close to perfect if you ask me. And I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather be. And I've suggested and I don't mean to be rude when I tell people, but the truth is, if you're not happy somewhere and you have the means to go somewhere else, what's stopping you? Like, if a place bothers you so much that you need to complain about it in a way that is so public, why are you still here? Like, you have the option to go somewhere else and do something else.
Actually, it's not your hometown.
Yeah,
Like, but for me, I was born here. All my family is here. My friends here. It's like, I love here.
yeah, but also like I said, not everyone has the means to go somewhere else in the world, right? Like, not everyone has, and there are nationality things attached to that as well. Like, I'm very fortunate to have a U.S. passport that allows me to travel to a ton of countries visa-free or with very little restriction. Jib doesn't have that same privilege. She can't even come to America without paying $300 to apply for a visa.
It's okay, I don't have to go there.
But I'm just saying, like, you have to pay to even apply for a visa, but I can come to your country with no visa.
Can be a visa on arrival.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yes.
So there are aspects to that Hefe is right. Miserable people will be miserable anywhere. But like, if you're not striving to not be miserable, what's the point? Like, there are a lot of people, and I think Thai Visa was a good example of that live here, don't like it, complain about it, but stay. And like those are not people I have in my life. I don't surround myself with that type of individual. But the reality is that there are those types of people. And, they do want to be around and make other people miserable. So if they see you being happy, they want to try to end that. Very strange reality, right? Yeah.
Strange.
So, yeah, don't be that person, right? Be somewhere that makes you happy, and hopefully that's Thailand. Because for me, hopefully that's Bangkok, because I love Bangkok. With that, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Pushing 2 hours here, and
Want to talk about my art a little bit?
oh, okay. Should we? What do we want to talk about? Because you are graduating.
This week I'm working on this.
So Jib is about to graduate. Let's take a look. Update. That's right. I went to bed 6 hours before Jib last night, so there might be progress that I haven't seen.
That is the one finished yesterday.
Okay. Oh. Let's see that. Hold that up here, Ben. Let's take a look at where we're at with that. So this is going to be the fan for the monk, right?
Chai. If you see the funeral video, that's the fan. Did you film in the monk
Yeah.
like chanting?
Yeah, some of it in the
So it's
Thai
like-
funeral
yes,
ceremony
so
video.
like in front of the monk
Yeah.
face.
I've got some photos from a recent monk
So, yeah,
blessing
I will-
ceremony at
Put it on this.
nice.
The other side was working.
So this is your last piece before graduation?
Actually, technically, teacher let us graduate
Ah.
because I finished the Param and the Ramasoon one.
Okay.
He said normally, like since like they kind of restrict the time to go back home, like we cannot stay later than 4:30 in school.
Ah.
Since that rule set up, none of the students finished this piece because we have to go home early. He said like years and years ago when there's no rule of the time, they even like stay overnight. Like real
Wow.
art student, like they just sneak
Can you
into
see
school
this?
and like stay and like
Hold this up. This will be like the fan. So if you watch the video about the Thai funeral ceremony, I think there's a few parts where you can see this style of fan.
yeah.
So what are these just like?
So this is the castle that the Buddha sit in.
Okay.
With this side will be the
Is that Param?
Prapom has 4 faces. That in
Oh,
one
I see.
shrine.
Okay,
This
yeah.
is the guy who sit in the shrine.
And these are just references up in the corner?
Yeah, teacher showed me how to draw it. That's his hand drawing.
Oh, so you can see the reference photos from her teacher up
from
in the corner.
teacher.
So we'll cut that one out. That'll be like a little piece that we save for from Crew Ute.
Yeah. And this is his drawing too. This.
Actually, Caleb, I think about when I always used to call this crew the Hanuman teacher because he has this really cool Hanuman drawing, but his name is Crew Ute, and I think about our conversation about Utes. Yeah, the drawing's a bit like Eric. Yeah, it's super intricate. Like like some of the drawing, like that Jib has been doing, like some of the
What I
bigger
said
pieces.
last night.
This will be
Another
the back
portfolio.
half. So this is the other side.
concept- Yeah, the concept of this is like, this is the if you know like about the Buddhist background, that's the kind of the end place that you never come back. So if you do good enough, you stay there forever.
Oh.
So this is that place. So
thought-
I hope when it happened to me, I just go to this place and never come back.
Oh.
Then I don't have to do laundry. I don't have to clean dishes. That's what I want.
Is that it?
Those get sick, you know.
Well, I think with that, then we're going to. Everyone loves it. Hefe is a big fan of your fan.
Oh, thank you.
Nirvana, Eric says. Yes.
What's Nirvana?
Like the final place where you end up, like the happiest place.
Yeah, I think that's, you can, maybe you call it heaven.
Heaven, Nirvana, whatever. Nana Plaza
Or
has a bunch of different
Pala.
names. Pala. Hey, Appa, how's it going?
Sawasdee
Wadi Krop.
ka.
Hey, we're just about to finish up. And with that, with the art update, I think, and of course the contemporary sneaker piece that we have here in the background,
Don't mention it.
I think we're going to wrap up, guys. So thank you for joining us. As always, thank you for rocking with us here on Idea Studio. And we'll see you guys in the next one.